Is this on? Hello? Who's there? Oh my god, hi Mom. Hey everybody. It's kind of crazy lighting in here, but this is what I got right now, so it's all good. Oh my gosh, you can put a mask on to give yourself a fun look. Tap the magic wand. That's okay, I don't need to put a mask on. So, I'll give it a minute for people to join. Thanks to everyone who's here. Hi Becky. How are you? Facebook Live. Hi Dan. You missed the 10-year class reunion. Oh no, that's Dan Kilgore. Just kidding. I was thinking of another Dan. Hi Dan, you weren't in our class. I don't know why I said that. Okay guys, it is 8:03. It's Wednesday, January 4th, 2017. I can't believe that it's a new year, but I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for everything that 2016 brought, and I grew so much as a person. I grew stronger in my faith. I grew in so many ways last year, and there were ups and downs, but it was such a blessing. So I'm so thankful for a new year. I'm so thankful to kind of be on this new journey and, growing my business and incorporating these Facebook Lives as part of it. I think it's going to be really fun. So I appreciate everyone who has, reached out to encourage me to continue with this. Sorry about this crazy lighting. I appreciate everyone who's encouraged me to move forward with this and just kind of share some knowledge, experiences, whatever. So I wanted to talk this week about managing your transparency as a business, specifically on social media, and kind of outlining having a strong brand strategy and having a strong mission statement, and being careful not to allow those things to overlap. So I have notes because I will forget everything, and don't worry, I won't make it long. Anyways, so I wanted to kind of start with a question. So this was obviously sparked by social media, and it just got me thinking about some different things. But I kind of wanted to pose this question to start, and feel free to comment in the comments if you have any feedback. But I'm just kind of curious, as consumers, what are you looking for, and what do you want to hear from brands or companies that you buy from, that you follow on social media? What kind of information do you like to hear from them? And then if you're a business owner, how do you determine what you share? How do you determine your messaging? And how do you decide what to put out there? So I'm curious how you guys are handling that. I work with people and help them to decide what the best strategy is for them. But there's so many, different and creative ways to interact with your following, interact with your community. So I'm curious what you guys are doing. So definitely post that below. I would love to hear what you guys are doing. So like I said, this whole kind of topic was inspired by Instagram stories. So I don't know if you guys are all familiar, but Instagram recently started this new feature where it's kind of like Snapchat. So you can take a picture or post a video to your page. It doesn't actually go on your page, but it goes to your profile, and it stays there for 24 hours, and then it's gone. So it's very similar to Snapchat. But what this did it's great because if you've noticed, Instagram, obviously has trended from this place where you used to just go post pictures to a place where now it's very curated. Brands and companies are very specific about what they post. If you go to a company's page, you see that it's very well thought out. The content is all relative. It's some of them are very creative layouts, and so you notice that's the trend more on Instagram, and people are using that to grow their brand, which is great, because you can create more of a brand experience that way. You can create more messaging that way, more stronger content that way, and you can really use it as a tool to grow your image. So it's great for that. But what that's done is it's kind of left this void where, as consumers, as marketers, as businesses, you want to have that human element, right? That's what people connect to. So hi Brendan, hi Carly. Oh, I love you guys. So that's what people are connecting with. So with the new style of Instagram, people are kind of missing out on that human element. So what Instagram Stories does is it allows you to show things like behind the scenes at your business, or employees, or customer interactions, or just more like personal things. So that's what's great about Instagram Stories. So anyways, I'm watching some Instagram Stories the other day, and I follow this brand, and it's like a health and fitness brand, and they're kind of newer and up and coming, and I really liked their mission, and I really liked what they were talking about. But I really like their mission. Sorry, and so I am watching their Instagram stories, and they started posting like all these different designs of like T-shirts designs they were coming up with, and apparel designs, and different graphics and stuff. And I was like, oh, cool. Again, behind the scenes, like I get to see what they've got going on, and that's awesome. Dan Colbert, that's what I meant when I said Dan Colbert. What's up? And so I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh. So he was showing us graphics. Okay, so he's showing. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then he comes on and he flips the camera around and he's talking into it. And again, it's like a Snapchat style. And so he's like, hey guys, and he starts to expand on like why he's like, I've been doing a lot of different designs. You probably noticed, etc. And he's like, if you're wondering why I'm doing that, it's because we're hoping that the more designs we put out, and the more product we have, the more frequently we will, gain people's interest, and the more stuff we put out there, the more people will be buying. And he's like saying this into the camera, so, or into the story. And he's like, so the more stuff we put out, the more stuff we'll be selling. And he just keeps going on. He's like, and the more money we make, the better for us and the better for everybody. And like, so at that point, I'm like cringing to myself, and like, please like give me feedback if you guys like would have thought this was too much or not enough. For me, it was like way too much information. I felt like he had been too transparent with me. He had kind of taken his mission and his brand and sales strategy, and those things kind of melded together, and it was too much for me. So as a consumer, I was looking at this and I was thinking like, this is too transparent for me. This is too much information for me. And I actually like now I feel like I can't get past that with the brand, and so I look at them differently now. I don't look at them from this place before where I saw their mission statement. I saw what they were trying to accomplish. I saw what they wanted to do. Now, hi Paul. So now I'm not seeing their brand. I'm seeing their brand strategy. I'm seeing their sales strategy. I'm seeing this whole behind the scenes, too much information. So that's really what made me start thinking about this, and start thinking about, as a brand, how should we be communicating with our users? So social media is so transparent now, and there is a line where that's great, because that's what consumers want to see. Again, going back to that human element, we want to feel that. You're smiling, I'm smiling too. I'm almost done though. Sorry. Anyways, so that was kind of what inspired this whole thing and got me thinking about, as a consumer, what do you guys like hearing from brands? What do you not want to hear from brands? And what's kind of too much for you? On the other side of that, as a business owner, how do you guys determine what you're putting out there, for people to see and hear? So, as far as that Instagram story is, to me, that was just like the perfect example of a brand being too transparent and kind of crossing that line. And so I'm just going to like wrap it up with a couple points. First of all, you have your brand strategy and you have your mission statement. Those are two of, kind of the pillars of your brand and of your sales and marketing approach. I think one tip is to have those both nailed down. So your brand strategy is, how are we going to communicate our mission and our message to people? How do we want to be perceived? How do we want to put this out there into the world? What do we want people to get from it? Okay, that's kind of your brand strategy. Your mission statement is exactly that. Why do we do what we do? What motivates us? What is the reasoning behind this, in our heart? And what are our core values? So you have your brand strategy. Hi, Amber. You have your mission statement. You guys don't get to see me enough at work, so now you get to see me on here. So you have your brand strategy. You have your mission statement. Know the difference and know when it's appropriate to communicate those things. Tying into that, just be careful not to overlap those two. So again, they're both very important to your brand, to your business. Behind the scenes, they can interact. They can coexist together. But as far as when you're communicating on the other side of things to your consumer and to the world, be very careful not to confuse your mission statement and your brand strategy, because your mission statement is what people are going to attach to themselves to. It's what they're going to connect with. It's what they're going to relate to. Hi, Donna. And so you want to make sure that those two things, don't overlap, that you aren't communicating too much about your sales strategy. Like, don't tell me why you're trying to push me in this direction. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to cross that line. So it's okay to be transparent. That's a great thing about social media, but just be careful. And I guess the last thing is just a tip. If you're feeling like, this is more for like business owners, if you're feeling uncomfortable about sharing something, or if you're not sure if you should share something, I always say, like, err on the side of caution, because the last thing you really want to do is offend anybody. You never know. We all have ideal clients, right? And certain demographics that we want to appeal to, but you just never want to offend anybody, and you never want to know, or you never know, who's communicating or who is who. So just, always err on the side of caution and be reserved in what you're sharing without being too reserved, because again, people do want to see that, human element, that very real element. I mean, things like this. Hi, Becky. Things, like communicating face to face. So anyways, those are my 3 tips at the end, and then I kind of posed that question at the beginning. So I'm going to jump off of the live now. I super appreciate you guys who tuned in, and also if anybody wants to replay it later, that would be awesome too. But with that being said, I do want to try and do these every week. I love you all. I think this is really good for me personally, because I'm trying to get better. Like I said before, in one of my posts, it was like, sometimes people ask me what I do. I think I've talked to Paul about this before. Sometimes people ask me what I do, and it's really hard for me to articulate that, because it feels like so many things sometimes. So part of this is I want to get better at talking about what I do with you guys, with anybody. So that's part of this, and I really appreciate you guys like being a part of that with me. So anyways, I'm gonna sign off. I will see what's going on in the comments, and any feedback I would really appreciate too. So thanks guys, and I will catch you next time. Bye.